Before I get into my story, I just wanted to thank Jabani before I tell about my journey when it comes to not just as a college athlete, but also a individual when it comes to adversity, and we'll get into it. So hello, I'm Cristian Frausto. I'm a Division II athlete at MC University, and I have autism. So, when it comes to having autism, it's characterized as a developmental disorder when it comes to having certain issues regarding social interaction, or developmental issues when it comes to social interaction, like I said, behavioral issues or behavioral patterns, or even repetitive thoughts of the disorder. Again, not everyone on the spectrum is the same. There's different severities of the disorder itself, but for me, at a young age especially, it was really a challenge when it comes to the disorder itself. And yeah, it still affects me today, and it's just one of the things that's part of my journey as not just a college athlete, but as a individual itself. So it all started back in, of course, when I was born. My family was really into, of course, soccer. My uncle played for the Mexico under-21 national team at his age, at 21. And of course, my own father also played soccer at the college level, at the JUCO level, only for a few years before he had to get a job. So let's just say the game was part of my own life, or part of my life when I was younger, especially. So I started playing like around 4 or 5. I just started playing at the rec league. That's how most kids play for fun, the rec league, and yeah, just started enjoying myself and getting to know how to play the game. And of course, at first, it's pretty funny. At first, I play up top, play as forward, and score goals. And at that time, I wasn't thinking about competitive or anything. Just started enjoying the game. That's how most kids do it. So when it came to club in high school, I got into my local club called Pride Soccer Club back in Colorado Springs, in Colorado. I was on the first team for a few years, and then got able to play against really good competition. So, like I said, though, it was just a blessing to again play against those types of players, especially in the city. So, of course, not just my age, but also older ages, people that were older than me. So I got the chance to play against them. In high school, I was able to play varsity for 3 years. The first year, of course, it was I was on the JV team, but I still was able to play with the varsity, practice with them, and I still got the chance to. It was actually a blessing too that my high school team went to the round, or went to quarterfinals, so I was able to practice with them, especially during that time. And it was crazy because most of the players on that varsity team, when I was a freshman, a lot of them were going to college. Of course, at that time I wasn't thinking about college, but at that time They were in college. I had the All-American teammate on that team. He played at Davidson. It's a D1 Division I men's soccer program. Really good program. And it was just a blessing and to be able to practice with those kinds of players when it comes to not just me being a young player, but also just understand the speed of play, not just at the varsity level, but especially the college level, because most of these players that were on varsity with me were on the college level and were going to good, respectable college programs. So it was just a blessing. So, and of course, over time, at the high school level, I was playing winger or whatever. I wasn't really thinking about other positions at the time. Well, when it comes to junior, my senior year, my club coach decided to play me as fullback. And of course, at that time, I didn't really think about hard but defending. I usually played winger, of course, because of my height and my speed. But he decided to put me fullback, and that it was hard at first. But I think when it comes to positioning changing, it's kind of hard. But over time, though, you start to gain that confidence of playing and understanding. If the coach thinks you're better at a different position, then you should do it. But it's all to my coach. So at that time, I was over time went from forward to winger and then to fullback, which I still play today. So kind of funny how I went from forward to fullback. So going into college is the big question, or big thing. So at that time, I decided to play college at like a late stage, so I didn't really get the chance to be able to play in front of college coaches, whatever. I didn't get the chance to email them or talk to them. So at that time, I decided to go play at JUCO college, Patero Junior College in Colorado. A really respectable JUCO college here in Colorado. And I remember when I got there, it was a culture shock, especially as a freshman. Not just being a college student, especially in college, but also as a college athlete. The speed of play, again, like anyone, I think anyone their freshman year could agree that the speed of play is it's really different when it comes to club and high school. There's more speed. The players are faster, more technical, they're just more knowledgeable of the game when it comes to high school club. Because high school club, no one really, I'm not saying tried, but understood that it was really just a difference of speed. So of course at that time, it was a culture shock. And I remember most of my teammates at that time at JUCO college, oh my gosh, they were really, really technical, gifted players. A lot of people think that the JUCO level isn't respected, but I think it's one of the most respected leagues in the college game. A lot of my teammates at that time, when I was a freshman, that were sophomores, were D1 caliber. I had a teammate that my roommate/teammate was going to a really number ranked 15th D2 in the nation. And again, some D2s can be D1s, and that's the truth, and anyone can agree with that. I had some teammates that were getting D1 offers. One was playing for the Papua New Guinea national team, and it was just a blessing to be able to practice with them and understand the game from their perspective, because again, most of my teammates at that time, of course, had more experience than me, but also they were just, it taught me how to carry my own self when it comes to the college game. Because again, I was only a freshman, but they taught me how to train hard, or what I had to do, how to take care of myself when it comes to nutrition, just understand the hard work that has to come in as a college athlete. And I really still thank them today for the blessings and the info and the motivation and the things they've given me as not just as a college athlete, but as a person. So that year I decided to redshirt at that time. And of course, some freshmen usually redshirt because again, sometimes the culture shock and some other things too. So I decided to do that, but at the same time though, I was able to practice with the team and still help contribute to the teammates at that time as a freshman. And it was actually kind of cool that we won our region in our college region, Region 9. So I was able to get a ring still. I got a college ring, but it was a great experience again at that time to be able to not just help contribute to the team, but also be able to learn and still help the team in any way capacity I can during practice and all that such that. Because again, everyone's on the team for a reason. They're just helping my teammates, especially defend and just help the team in any capacity. So sophomore year comes along, and of course I'm sophomore, so I have to. That summer, I remember before coming to that season, it was I had to change certain things when it comes to my training and other things and such. So I remember, doing more, running more, and all that, and had to work hard. So that's how the college game, especially the pro game, is. It's a lot of training and grinding, a lot of you just got to do it every day. It's a commitment, and I remember coming in, and I was feeling good. I was feeling good. I was fit, and I remember our first game was coming up in our college game, for our actual season. And at that time, there was a fullback at that time that was, he was started, so I was on the bench, and I was like, all right, whatever, I'll hopefully get some minutes, whatever. And then I remember my coach calling me into his office, and my assistant coach, he says, yo, Frausto, come in. And I was like, all right. I thought I was in trouble, but next thing you know it, I come in, and he's like, you're gonna start Friday night. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, I was just shocked. I was like, really? He's like, yeah, you're gonna start. And I was like, well, at the time I was just shocked about what he said, because again, the other sophomore in front of me, he played that spot last year, so I was kind of shocked. But again, he told me that I was starting, so I was really happy at that time when he told me that. So I remember that starting that first game in front of my family. It was a really big moment for my family, to be able to play not just in front of them, but just show that just not as me as a individual, that no matter what you go through, if it's physical or mental adversity or whatever, any challenges in your life, like, anything's possible. And I remember just starting that game. We of course we lost 2-1, but it was still a great game. And I still, over the season, I started a few games and got a few minutes, and it was still again a blessing to be able to play in that. So that season we lost in the quarterfinals, so in our JUCO tournament. So of course we didn't get to repeat. Of course, repeating is really hard, but still a great experience. So at that time I was debating about transferring to play or to stop. And I'm a really religious person, and I told myself, like, if God is giving me another opportunity to play, then I'll be able to I should do it, or if God gives me the chance. So I remember one night I was, working as a librarian assistant, and I remember getting a phone call from from this number in here in Colorado, and I pick up, and he's like, hey, is this Frausto? And I remember saying, like, yeah, this is Frausto. Who's this? He's like, oh, this is Adams State head coach. And I was like, oh, really? And he was telling me he watched some film and he wanted to see me play. I remember him saying, like, well, we're gonna play in the spring, this coming spring season. We'll see you play, and then we'll go from there. So at that time, I had time to get ready for this game to impress, the coaches. And I remember that day coming into it, I was like, yo, God, if you want me to keep playing, then you're gonna help me during this game. It's all up to you. And I let him do it, or let him, guide me, and that game came in, and I did really well. I did really well against, the team that was here before me. And it was just God helped me during that time, and I played really well. We beat them. Of course, this team at this time, but it was really, really a a moment saying, you know what, I think especially God wanted me to keep playing. So I remember the coach wanted me, and I came as a junior this year ago now, as a junior in the transfer. So I remember coming in, and of course, especially as a transfer, you got to earn your stripes, you got to earn your respect, you got to earn everything, especially too as a new school and as a new student. So I remember this last year, I was coming in as, you know, the new kid, especially not just as a freshman, but as a new player basically. And I just remember understanding like what it was gonna be, a different speed of play, not just especially the Division II high level is speed of play is a little bit quicker than JUCO. I'm not saying that JUCO is not quicker, but it's a little bit different. So I remember training harder again in the summer. Again, it's all about repetition and just every day getting a chance to catch the ball or go for a run or just working on something with your game. And I remember that preseason we come in, I'm again playing really well, playing really good, I'm really fit. And so we had an exhibition game, one of our first exhibition games of the season, and I remember getting a text, and we're playing against Eastern New Mexico, and so Eastern New Mexico was ranked 13th in the nation, Division II. So this game that was coming up, it was really, really, this competition that we're gonna play was really gonna be a challenge. Not just because of, again, it's the first game, but also the players that we're gonna play, because again, most Division II players can play D1, and that's the truth, and I think anyone can know that. So I remember getting a text from my coach, and he's like, "You're traveling. You're going to, you know, New Mexico." I was like, "All right," and it was kind of a feeling again, like I was just thinking about what I've been through, especially not just as a college athlete, but as an individual, especially with the disorder, and again, it just made me a little bit emotional, just understanding that all that adversity I've been through, especially as a person. So I remember coming into that game, we come that night, and I see the starting lineup, and of course I thought as a transfer, you know, I'm not gonna, maybe I'm gonna get a few minutes, you know, I'm not gonna be starting, whatever, it's understandable. But then I see it's my name, it says Frausto, it's a right back, full back, and I was like, no way. I was just, of course at that time I was trying to hold it in. I was like, you know what, I'm starting my first game, starting my first, you know, game here for the university, and yeah, and again, I remember like it was really a moment for me. I still cherish this for my rest of my life. It's just being able to play not just your first game, also start, but I guess especially against that type of competition, saying, you know what, my coach trusts me. He understands what I can do, and yeah, and I played really well, especially my first game there. And of course that past year over the junior season, I got, you know, it's always a struggle when it comes to game playing time, especially in the college level. Everyone understands that. So but yeah, I think that's what we all go through, especially as diversity, especially me being an autistic individual. Again, like I said in the beginning of the video, that everyone goes through their issues or goes through their obstacles. I still struggle with the same thing today. There's certain things with the disorder I still struggle with, but that's just part of who I am. But I don't let that challenge me or whatever. I make it, I know that doesn't define me. I define it for what it is, for what I do. And I'm just blessed that Jodabeni's giving me this opportunity to tell you guys that, you know, everyone goes through the issues, and some issues are really physical and really emotional, mental. And that's really, again, that's part of the game, and it's really hard. And I remember when I was younger, I used to go through a lot of bullying. People criticized for how I talked or how I acted because, again, of the disorder. And yeah, it was hard, but you know what? I had to pull through and push through and understand that, you know what, Like, I'm not gonna let something define me for what that is. I'm gonna define it. I'm gonna push through the goals. I'm gonna do my own goals. I'm gonna do everything. I'm gonna play, go to school, go to college, be a college athlete, get a car, do all these things that most kids from my situation that have the disorder can't do. And I just feel that I think that's what God wanted me to do, to show people that no matter what you go through, especially with the kids that are autistic or whatever disorder, that you don't let any limitation define you. You define it based on how you live your own life. And I get really emotional when it comes to people that are really autistic like me, but they're severe, and it makes me think like that could have been me. I could have been in a wheelchair. I couldn't talk. I couldn't drive. I couldn't do anything. But God has given me this platform to represent people that are around disorder, just so, like, you know what, we can do it too, and we can be college or whatever players, and even be better than regular people, and that's the truth. And I shut up all the critics and haters and saying that I couldn't do it. And you know what? I'm a college athlete. I am proud of it, and I did my goals. I accomplished my goals, and again, my journey is still not done. I'm still going through what I need to do as an athlete. But yeah, it just again, when I see this to a lot of people that are on the spectrum, nothing is definite when it comes to we're not the same on the spectrum. So if you know someone that is in the autistic spectrum, we're not all the same. Everyone's different. Everyone has their own different things we have to all go through. But yeah, we're human beings too, and we can do things better, or we can do the same things as other people do, or even better. And that's just not. I'm not just people with the same disorder, but everyone. Don't let an issue define you. Like I always say, don't let anything that's physical, mental, or emotional obstacle or issue in your life, don't let it define you. Pull through, and just have God, or just help you, pull through it. And I know if I'm talking to you in the video that I go through my adversity. I went through it, but goals come true and dreams come true. And I know, I know you can do it, and I know your family can do it, but I know you can do it, and you can accomplish anything you want, regardless of what you go through, and I believe in you. Thank you, Giovanni, for giving me this platform to talk. God bless you guys. Talk to you guys later.